This might be the last Kiss one of these that I do. I've done these recent vinyl unboxings and then talking about the album going through track by track, which I've been doing for quite a while, but I've been on a real vinyl tear lately, especially Kiss. I mixed it up yesterday with a little bit of Metallica. And so since, as far as I know, this is going to be the last Kiss one for a while, I went full Kiss fanboy. I've got this great Kiss shirt, which, by the way, it's a women's shirt. I bought this just last week, and this is I think the third or fourth women's shirt I bought somewhat recently. I guess that's the benefit of being slim, is that this is a women's extra large. And it's a little bit, I could have maybe gone with large, but I went with XL. You can see the cut, maybe because the neck is a little bit bigger, the sleeves are a little bit shorter, but it is a women's extra large. And maybe for Steve Tabalera, I think is his name, I've got the body of I've got the body of a preteen Swedish boy. I think Steve knows what I'm talking about. And I just put this shirt on now. I've got the tag. This is an official shirt. This is one of the rare official shirts I bought. So this was the tag that came on it. And there it is. Dama EG is extra grande. This was only 129 pesos. This was, what's that in dollars? What's that, about $7 US for this shirt. Very cool, I love it. So, and I have the shorts. I wore these down swimming at the river last week, and I thought before they get into the laundry cycle, I would get a little bit more use out of them. As you can see, I've got the Kiss Army hat, and I've got the Rock and Roll Over watch, which I am also going to talk about today. Anything else, Kiss? I've got the tattoo, of course, but that's always there. So that's my, I don't have Kiss underwear nor Kiss shoes, but Kiss, what do you got? The hat? Right down the middle. That's all Kiss. 1, 2, 3. I got 4, if you count this, 5. So I'm Kiss boy today. I'm a 53-year-old man-child. But that's how, and I'm probably one of the lesser ones. There are people that are much worse, if that's the word you want to use, much more flamboyant than me. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right word either. But I am going to talk about Kiss Rock and Roll Over. I mix it up a little bit. Sometimes I open it first, then talk about it, then do track by track. Sometimes I think that's the only way I've done it. This way I'll do it a little bit differently. I'll talk about it before I open it. And you saw it yesterday. If you saw it yesterday when I talked about Metallica, Kill 'Em All, it had just arrived yesterday. So this is Rock and Roll Over, or as Paul Stanley calls it, Rock and Roll Over, something like that. I'll talk about it. When I did all my, remember they were official Kiss rankings. I ranked all the albums, studio albums plus the 4 solo albums. It was 24 albums total. I didn't include compilations or live albums. I had Rock and Roll Over at number 4, or Paul Stanley would say fall. I don't know why I'm going in Paul Stanley mode today. I had Love Gun at 1, Hotter Than Hell 2, Dressed to Kill 3, Rock and Roll Over 4. Those could change a little bit, but I think I'm still good with this being 4. Maybe as I talk about it, I will. I would change that maybe by the end. I think a lot of people, including me, would say that Rock and Roll Over is maybe their best sounding album. It sounds, I think, how the first 3 albums, this has been discussed many times by me and probably by many others. The first 3 albums didn't sound very good, and then the next 3, Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, Love Gun, sounded much, much better. I would even say Love Gun sounds exactly the same to me as Rock and Roll Over. But it's a great sounding album. It's a little bit, it's kind of funny because I think it's a real fan favorite. Like I said, I have it at number 4. I think most fans would put it in the top 5 for sure. A lot of people would put it at number 1, and I can't really disagree with that. For me, maybe what makes it not higher than number 4 is because of one song. There's one song on there that I really don't like. It's really the only Kiss song from those first 6 albums. Out of all the albums, it's really only the one song that I don't like. You can guess what it is, and you can leave it in the comments if you guessed it before I said it. most of you, if you're a Kiss fan, you probably know what it is. Paul Casanova, my friend, he knows what it is. And I've probably mentioned it before. So it's a great, this was Kiss for me, I guess at their peak. Now I don't know when I got this album originally. I guess around the time, it was probably 1977. This album came out in 76. I got into Kiss at Christmas in 1976, so I guess I got this in, by the time I got this, it was 1977. As far as I remember, After Alive, I remember having them in order. Destroyer, Love Gun, but I could be wrong about that, and it doesn't matter. But it's a great album, really good album. Amazing sound for me, great songs. I think I've said this before. The first three albums have the best songs of the two groups of three albums. The second group, Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, Love Gun, have better sound. Yeah, so that's what I think about in general. Rock and Roll Over. I will go through it track by track after I open it, which is going to be right now. So here it is. And my knife is getting a lot of camera work these days. Dead air. What a waste. Well, I'm sure they could find a better way to do that. Now, this did come from Amazon, not like Animalize, which came from a really shitty seller called A2Z Blu-ray. Don't buy anything from that guy or from that company. This is how a record should be packaged. Even if it came just in this, I guess the box is kind of superfluous. Tab, you give the tab a rip. These never come off in one. Yeah, see, they always you always need to do them twice or three times. All right, there we go. Now, I'll get to that before I actually open the cellophane. Oh, I'm so happy to see this. Oh man. Oh. Feast your eyes upon this. By the way, I'm looking at my phone here. My phone case is also Rock and Roll Over. Oof. Actually, now that I'm on this, now that I'm having an orgasm about this, I'll talk about the album cover. This is maybe my favorite Kiss album cover out of all of them. And isn't that funny how you think you're separating the video from the song, or the album cover from the album, the music on the album, and things like that, or the guys' personalities, not Kiss, but anybody. You think you're keeping that separately, but really, when I think about it, all my favorite Kiss album covers are also from my favorite albums, except Unmasked. Unmasked is a fucking awesome album cover. I like that album quite well. But yeah, the first three were all photos. The second three were illustrations. Hard for me to pick a favorite, but man, just looking at this and my watch, and I've also got Rock and Roll Over swim trunks. I just love everything. I love the font of it, of the Rock and Roll Over. I love the colors, that it's kind of cartoony, but more serious cartoony, how each one of them has Gene's got the hair around his head. Paul's got, I don't know why, but he has wings there. Ace has space around him. Also, Ace, look at Ace's hair. His hair, it's like Ace's hair here is like Gene's hair in 2023. And Peter has, I don't know what that is, fire or lightning, something around him. But very cool. Amazing album cover. And when I was a kid, when I was, I guess, around, this was, I guess, 77 or 78, somewhere around there, I had I guess my parents bought it for me. I was 8 years old. I didn't have my own money, I don't think. And I had one of these. Used to be able to buy these posters. It was like I guess like about this size maybe, and it was white paper, and it just had a black stencil. Everything that's on here without the color, but it was all just black. And it came with markers. It came with I don't know how many color markers, 5 or 6. Maybe you had your own markers, I don't even remember. And you would color it in, and I had this, and I colored it in. I did all the colors around here. I remember I loved it. I might have had, maybe I had another one too, but I definitely had Rock and Roll Over. The kind of thing that I wish I still had. Man, I just can't, this may be my favorite one so far. Destroyer was pretty cool too. I'm so much more excited about this than Kill 'Em All yesterday. It's just makes me very, very happy to see an old Kiss record. Really reminds me, obviously, of my childhood. It's very nostalgic. And again, I'm not going to listen to these for good quality because vinyl quality is not good compared to CD. That's a fact. But just, my God, holding this record. Oh, unbelievable. And the same, considering it's Kiss, not much of a hype sticker, just the same 180 gram audiophile vinyl. First US vinyl pressing since 1985 editions. Love it. So I'm going to take a little break and come back, and I'm going to go through track by track. All right, my work is done. I'm ready to do the track by track, which Mike Pratt seems to be a big fan of. He said he hates the unboxing, can't stand it. He said he scrolls through it as fast as he can. He says bad things about me, yells at his, I'm not sure if he watches on his phone or on a television like a normal person, but he said he yells at his device when he sees me doing the unboxing, but then he really loves the track by track. So here you go, Mike. Here's the track by track. Now, the thing that I remember about the packaging of this, the first 3 albums didn't have good, the inside packaging had nothing, just a plain white, what do you call it, a sleeve or the inside jacket. And then Destroyer was pretty good. It had the lyrics to Detroit Rock City on one side and a big Kiss logo, and then the other side had the big Kiss Army logo, and it said Shout Out Loud. Love Gun had the green, it was like green, like a splatter thing with Kiss splattered in blood, and the gun, the cardboard or paper, whatever it was, gun. As far as I remember from this, it has just this, the Kiss logo with these little kind of lightning bolts all around it, going like this. So it says Kiss, 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 with the lightning bolts coming like this. I think the cover or the sleeve should be black, and the Kiss lightning bolts are red, I think. I'll see. All right, so I'm going to open it now, and again, this is very tightly sealed. You hear the siren? It's because I live in Mexico, and there's crime pretty much every minute of every day. I'm sure you people already know that. I need to fill time when I struggle to open these sometimes. Then I just stand here and maybe this is what Mike Pratt doesn't like, is this nonsense. I did that one in reverse. Usually I take it off from the other side. Oh, it looks, oof. Give me a moment. It looks even better without the cellophane. It's just so vibrant and colorful. And it's matte, so it doesn't have any glare to it. Oh my God. Ah, a thing of beauty. Oh, an insert. Look at this. All right. Let me get to that in a minute. So this is what I remember. That's I do remember that, and I think it's the same on the other side as well. Yeah, same thing on both sides. Now look at this. I don't remember this at all. And if I don't know if I had it back then as I was a kid or not, or I don't know if they did this for this is the what year was this from? 2014, I think. This appears to be stickers. Now this would be, it feels like stickers. Yeah, and it feels kind of perforated. This is the kind of thing that if I had, and maybe that's why I don't remember it, if I had been a kid, or I was a kid, I would have stuck these everywhere as soon as I took it out of the package. I would have put these on my school books and my wall and my record player, whatever. Now that I'm old enough to know better, I'm going to think about where I'm going to stick these. You know where you can stick them, but I'm going to carefully consider where I stick these stickers. That's this is lovely. I love it. Mm. Ah, fantastic. And let me see the actual record. Let me put this over here. I don't want it there; it could fall. And now again, the record. Getting to the record, when I had it, the Casablanca logo was the tan or the sand, whatever. There were two. There was purple and the tan sandy one. Maybe it was different. I don't know how if it was different in different countries. Mine was tan. The first three were purple. The second three were tan. Let's see what this is. Is it tan? Oh, it is tan. For some reason, I like that better. And my original copy of Alive from '76 was, the first record was tan. The second one was purple. Oh my God, that logo just brings back the best memories. Until I was a teenager, then I had even better memories. And it was produced by Eddie Kramer, of course, who produced also Alive and produced Anthrax, Among the Living. I think he also did he do Love Gun? I think he did. All right, so I'll put this back and I'll leave those there. My cat is sleeping on her back with all four legs up in the air, so she's not going to disturb this. If you see her, I can't see her peripherally, so if you see her, let me know so I can, if she awakens and starts to come over here, I want to catch her before she does. So yell to me, hey, your cat's coming. Okay, so going through this track by track. Now this is out of order. This says See You in Your Dreams. I always wondered why, and maybe some people that are in the industry, you could tell me, I know who I could ask about that. But does anybody know why sometimes they put the song titles on the back of the jacket out of order from how they are on the record? This has See You in Your Dreams, Love 'Em and Leave 'Em, Heart Like Woman, Making Love, Take Me, I Want You, Calling Dr. Love, Baby Driver, Ladies Room, Mr. Speed. The real order is I Want You, Take Me, Ladies Room, Calling Dr. Love, or maybe Calling Dr. Love was third. Baby Driver was the fifth, and then the other side was Love 'Em and Leave 'Em first, Mr. Speed second, Making Love was last. I can't remember. Anyway, so I'll do this by the actual album, just so I get it in order. So yeah, the first one is I Want You. Great opening song, as most Kiss songs, opening songs were. It was a Paul Stanley song, and I only realized somewhat recently that I think out of the 20, not including the 1978 albums, of the 20 Kiss albums, Gene only sang the opening song once, and that was Unholy, on Revenge. But I think on every, I don't know about The Elder, because I don't even know what the first song is. Unmasked was Shandy. Dynasty was I Was Made for Loving You. The first six were definitely Paul. Rise to It from Hot in the Shade. Crazy Nights from Crazy Nights. Psycho Circus was Paul Stanley. Lick It Up was Exciter. I think that's right. But anyway, I Want You. Amazing song, great acoustic intro. And I will say, it has been documented before. Some of you may even remember that I said I prefer all of the songs that are on Alive. I prefer the live versions over the studio versions. All 16 of them. There were some songs from Alive too that I preferred the studio version, and I Want You is one of them. I like the studio version of I Want You. I don't know about much better than the live version, but better. I just like the acoustic guitar because they didn't have that live. And it just sounds a little bit, I don't know, more energetic. And another thing I didn't really like about the live version was the I want, the call and response thing. I didn't like that too much. But I did like the end, baby. So I Want You, amazing song, great song to open. They had the best, Iron Maiden too, have the best opening songs. Room Service, Detroit Rock City, I Want You, Strutter, yeah, I guess, yeah, Strutter's good too. All right, let's go next. Take Me, I like that, how Paul kind of, I don't know which came first, the vocal line or the guitar, but Paul kind of mimics the riff, kind of the same thing. And I had that when I was a kid. I had the 45. I think it was Calling Dr. Love, and was the A side, and Take Me was the B side. Put your hand in my pocket, grab onto my rocket. Feels so good. Put your hand in my pocket, grab onto my rocket. Feels so good to see you receive. Baby's got to know, do you want to go? How are you going to make me feel? She said, whoa, baby. I think I like this song even more than I Want You. It's an amazing song. And I saw them on the reunion tour, the 96 reunion tour. I saw them 3 times on that tour. And when I saw them in New York, in Buffalo, that was later in the tour, and I was inside the arena early. I think I was picking up my tickets or something, and they were sound checking Take Me. And if I remember correctly, they didn't play it, and then they brought it into the set a couple nights later. But other than that, I don't think I never heard maybe I did hear I Want You live. I think they did I Want You on the Hot in the Shade tour. I'm not sure, but I never heard Take Me live, but I did kind of heard the sound check. Calling Dr. Love. Yeah, I was wrong. It wasn't Ladies Room. It was third. It was Calling Dr. Love. That's a top 5 maybe of all time Kiss song. I think. I don't think I ever got tired of that one. It's maybe one of the ones that I remember most, that I have the most memories of from when I was a kid. I think I just liked. I mean, I don't know, but I'm just guessing that as a kid I just liked the idea of Dr. Love. Maybe it was just I thought that was cool or something. But Gene's voice. The riff, at the time I didn't know what a riff was, but the cowbell, love it. Calling Dr. Love. Comparing this one, the studio version, to the live version, I don't know, they're both pretty equal. I think all the live versions are sped up a little bit, more energetic. It's possible I like the studio version better. It sounds really good. Rock and Roll Over. Again, is a great sounding album. I know the next one is Ladies Room. This is another one that I never saw them do live. And it's kind of funny that this is considered such a classic album by Kiss fans. But there's really not too much on it that's sustained itself through the years in their set list. They do really. Calling Dr. Love is the only song that they've done from this album with any regularity in years and years. What else is there? See You in Your Dreams, Loving and Leaving My Heart Like a Woman. They never do those. Making Love, I think they've had that in and out, maybe very, very briefly over the last 20 years or so. Take Me, I Want You, no. Baby Driver, never. Ladies Room, never. Mr. Speed, never. Yeah, Calling Dr. Love is really the only true staple from this album. Maybe that's why so many people like it so much, because they didn't have the chance to get sick of those songs, them playing them tour after tour after tour. So maybe Kiss did themselves a favor there. So Ladies Room, meet You in the Ladies Room. How does that one start? What's the lyric? Meet you in the lane, meet us in the. Oh my God, I can't think of the first. I just need to catch it. You know when you're kind of screwing something and you have to wait for the screw the grooves to catch the wood or whatever. Every time it's the same, what follows me is my fame, and you're what I need to play the game. And I like Gene's ad-libs on the live version. And you're what I need to play the game. Yeah, something like that. An overlooked Kiss song. I really like Ladies Room. And there's a great cover out. Jason McMaster from Dangerous Toys, Broken Teeth, Watchtower, Evil United, Igniter, Cassius King. He also plays or played at some time in a Kiss kind of a tribute band called Sick. That's SSIK, Kiss backwards. And they did a great cover of Ladies Room. So if you like Kiss, Mike Pratt, maybe you should go check that out. They also did, that they recorded. They usually played live, but they recorded a few songs. Their EP, I think, was called Dressed to Ill. But they did an excellent cover of Ladies Room, which was more of the style of the Alive 2 version rather than the studio version. So that was Ladies Room. And also, when I was a kid, I had no idea that Gene was saying, in the chorus or the pre-chorus, "You're such a jewel in the rough." I had no idea what he was saying then. I didn't know what a jewel in the rough meant. Still don't even know if I know what it means, but when he was singing that, I used to just kind of sing, "You're such a da 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 da." I had no idea what he was saying, but now I know, "You're such a jewel in the rough." Now next is Baby Driver. This is the one that I mentioned earlier, probably the worst. No, the worst indicates that there are a lot of bad ones, and this is the bottom of the barrel. But for me, my least favorite, I would say the only Kiss song from the first 6 classic albums that I just don't like. There are some that, I'm not as keen on as others, but Baby Driver I just don't like. If not for that, maybe this would be one spot higher on my esteemed list of favorite Kiss albums. And I listened to it yesterday, and I realized it's not as bad as I thought. I think my problem is when I listen to it, I hate that beginning, that dun 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 dun. I just think it's very uninteresting. Go, baby driver. And then I think I turn it off, or I skip to the next song. But I listened to it yesterday. I enjoyed it more. Peter actually sings great on that song. And then Gene has great backing vocals towards the end. So maybe I just need to listen to it more, 47 years later, how many years, 46 years later. Maybe I just need to listen to it longer. But as it stands, Baby Driver is my least favorite from the 6. If you want to talk about the classic Kiss lineup, which would go up through, we'll even say Unmasked, even though Peter didn't play on it, he still appeared on the album cover. By far, the one Kiss song from the original era that sucks, that's a horrible, putrid, rotten song, is, you know what it is. It's not on Unmasked. I've talked about it before. Leave a comment down below if you know what I think is just the worst Kiss song. And if you get it right, you won't get anything. But I will acknowledge you. It's Dirty Livin'. Dirty Livin' sucks. Horrible song. All right, let me flip it over gently. Next side, Love 'Em and Leave 'Em. Dun, 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 dun. My limousine is a-waiting, and I see you coming my way. Hey, hey, hey! I'm sitting by the window, and you ask me which hotel I'm staying. Love that song. That's another, a lot of these songs are kind of overlooked in that they were never really played live, and they're not on any compilations or, anything like that. Love 'Em and Leave 'Em is an excellent song. Great Gene song, Love 'Em and Leave 'Em. Mr. Speed, put that one, I would say, even higher in the category. I think that's a fan favorite. Mr. Speed. I don't think they've ever, maybe they played it on the cruise some years ago, but I mean, in a realistic concert setting, I don't think they've ever played Mr. Speed. Charlie Benante from Anthrax did a solo album about 2 years ago, and he did a great cover of Mr. Speed with Joe McGuinness, I think, played guitar from Classic 78, who's like a Kiss, not a Kiss tribute, but if you don't know them, they're called Classic 78. They write their own songs in the style and sound of 70s Kiss. And they really, really, really sound like 70s Kiss. So Joe McGuinness, who sings like Paul Stanley in Classic 78, and he really sounds like Paul Stanley. Not just his voice, but his inflections and his ad-libs and, his accent and his tone. He really does Paul Stanley well. He played on Mr. Speed, I think, with Charlie Benante. And who sang on that? I can't remember. I think there was a guy from Trickster that played on it. Maybe John Five also. Mr. Speed is excellent. It seemed like a song that would be great live. I don't know why Kiss never played it. Maybe Paul Stanley doesn't like it. What does this say here? What the hell is this? It says Doret, I think. D-O-R-E-T. What is that? Anybody know? I've never noticed that before. Anyway, yeah, Mr. Speed. Amazing song. And I'm glad, I guess, that I never had the chance to get tired of it. It's funny, you complain that they don't play it, but then you complain also about the ones that they play all the time because you get sick of it. Next is See You in Your Dreams. Another great one. And that was one that Gene redid on his solo album in 1978. I know most people hate that, at least as far as I know. I like it. The thing I like about the solo version better is he added another verse or a half a verse to, I guess after the, in the second verse, he just extends it, maybe another 2 lines. See you in your dreams tonight, dreams tonight. I like that song a lot too. Maybe this album should be higher, but Baby Driver brings it down. We got a couple more. Hard Luck Woman, Hard Luck Woman. I love that song. That's maybe my favorite Peter Criss song, ballady. And I remember even when I was a kid, I was into Rod Stewart. My sister had the Blondes Have More Fun record. I never had it. And, you know, Do You Think I'm Sexy was big on that, and Standing in the Shadows of Love. And even when I was a kid, I thought this sounds like it could be a Rod Stewart song. And then years later, I found out that Paul Stanley wrote it. And I don't know if he wrote it for Rod Stewart, but he wrote it and was going to give it to Rod Stewart. I think Rod passed on it or something. But Hard Luck Woman is excellent. Way, way better version on this than on Alive 2. And I think just like with I Want You, I think it's because of the acoustic guitar. But Hard Luck Woman is a beautiful song. Very, very well done. 2 Peter Criss songs on this one, same as Hotter Than Hell, had Mainline and Strange Ways. And the last one, Oof, is Making Love. What a riff that is. That's a real heavy metal riff. I've said this before, I don't need or I don't want Kiss to be heavy, but this, that's heavy metal. And the opening line, I just hate when the girl says wait. Can't say that now. That's hashtag me too. I just hate when the girl says wait. You know, that's not so good these days. But oh my God, what a fantastic song. That one, as much as I like this, I like the live version of that a little bit better. Paul Stanley has a couple of good ad-libs on there. Instead of doing the things that we want to do the things that I want to do. I love that. And instead of you're good looking, the best I've had on Alive, he says, you're good looking. Whoa, love it. I need to get Alive 2 on vinyl. I can't find that one. I found it, but it's over $100, I think, or close. There's no way I'm paying that much. Anyway, I'm not talking about Alive 2. I'm talking about Rock and Roll Over. Going back into Paul Stanley mode. And there it is. Oh, what a delight this album is. Yeah. So as I said, I think that this might be the last Kiss one. The well has run dry for Kiss. But I should have another non-Kiss one coming up maybe on the weekend. And then possibly a few more after that. I'll have to see. But no more Kiss for a long time. But I finished up this run with a great album called Rock and Roll Over.